Hello, I welcome you all to Jagan Nath University, Jaipur for the MAJMC course Media Writing. I am your course coordinator, Dr. Urvashi Sharma. About the course, name of the course is Media Writing. Course credit 4. Course category, it's a core course. Semester 2 and course coordinator is Dr. Urvashi Sharma. Course objectives. The objectives of the course are: first, to define and write editorials. After going through the course, the student must be able to define the editorial and also write the editorial. Then, to understand the significance of features, columns and reviews. So the student must be able to understand what do we mean by feature, column and review, and also understand its significance. Third, the student should be able to conduct and report interviews, which means the student should be able to plan an interview, implement an interview and report an interview. Then he should be clear as to what are the essentials of technical writing, technical glossary, type of technical documents. All this should be clear to the student once he has undertaken this course. And then to write and edit technical document. The student must be able to write and edit technical documents. Practical module. The students should go through the editorial written on the same issue by two national dailies and analyze it on following parameters. During the course, we'll be able to understand and differentiate between the editorial and other types of write-ups which appear in newspaper like news story, article, features, columns, interviews, etc. So a student has to refer to two dailies which are carrying the editorial on the same theme or an issue. Then the student has to analyze the two editorials on the following parameters. First being the stand or the slant of the editorial. Next, what is the type of the editorial? Identify the type of the editorial. And third is the writing style. How the the lead writer has written the editorial. Then you have to write an editorial on current issue. Keeping the structure and the format of editorial writing in mind, the student has to write an editorial on any current issue. Then the student must be able to write a column or a feature on any topic. Then you also have to write a review of a film and a book. Convert a news story into a feature story. Interview a personality, and then you have to create a write-up of the same, and you have to club it up with photos. So it has to be a complete story. It can be an article or it can be a feature or it can be an interview story which is accompanied by pictures as well. Then you have to prepare a project proposal using techniques of technical writing. So proposal has to be drafted keeping different aspects of technical writing in mind. So what are the learning outcomes? Once the student has undertaken this course, the student will be able to understand and write editorial, feature, column and reviews. Then he'll be able to conceptualize, plan and take an interview. He'll also be able to prepare a project proposal. So these will be the learning outcomes which the student will be able to accomplish once he has undertaken this course. Now what are the different contents on the learning management system or LMS? Now LMS is divided into 4 parts or 4 quadrants as we will refer it. The first quadrant deals with your e-tutorials. What does e-tutorial include? E-tutorial includes introductory video of the course, which will be followed by the course content in terms of video or an audio from each unit of the syllabi. So the quadrant 1 will have e-content in terms of e-videos or audios for each unit of the syllabi, which means we have 15 units. So you can have 15 videos or e-tutorials or audios from each unit in quadrant 1. There can be more than 15 videos also, depending upon the different concepts which are being raised in the syllabi. Then you move to quadrant 2. Quadrant 2 deals with e-content. Now e-content, what does it contain? It contains a self-instructional material, which means you will have a material to refer to. You will have e-books, web sources, then research papers, journals and other reference material which you can read and refer in order to get a better understanding of the topics which are covered in your syllabi, which are there in the quadrant 1. So it will help you to understand the things better. Next we move to quadrant 3. Quadrant 3 is the discussion forum where you can raise your doubts, clarify them and get a real near time solution to the problem. So you can also, it will be a regular updation or coming say trends or latest information which is related to the field, so that, or the course, so that students can refer and participate in the discussion. Then we refer to a fourth quadrant which relates to the assessment, which contains multiple choice question. Then you have short answer question with the hints. Then you have long answer question which have to be attempted in form of an essay. And then from all the units, the questions are uploaded on the LMS unit wise and you can refer to them. Alright, so what will be the methodology which will be followed during the course of the course? First is you have to refer to quadrant 1, look at the introductory video, move to the first unit or the first topic from the syllabi, have a look at the e-content in terms of video or audio, understand it, then move to quadrant 2 where you can look into the self-introductory material where you can read the concept, refer to the e-books, refer to the resources mentioned in form of a website, research papers, etc. Get a clarity on the topic. Then you move to quadrant 3 where you can raise the doubts if you have any, get them clarified in real time. You can also look at the different topics and regular updation will be there on the quadrant 3, which is a discussion forum, and where you can participate in a discussion. Then once you have got a clear idea, you've understood the concept, then you have to move to quadrant 4. Now quadrant 4 will be question paper from each unit. It is uploaded. Please attempt the question from the unit you have just studied, attempt the multiple choice questions, then move to the short answer question. All the short answer questions are there with the hint which will help you to better understand the concept and attempt it. Then you will have a long answer question. Now this long answer question has to be attempted in form of a essay, so it will be a longer question. Now learning process and guidance notes. What is the relevance of the course? See, we have opted for a course in media writing so that we understand the nuances of media writing. So we'll begin with identifying the purpose, need and different types of editorial. We'll move down to editorial page, analyze the editorial page and see how editorial page is different from the rest of the pages in the newspaper in terms of its layout, typography, content, etc. Then we'll also study the editorial policy. What is the concept that the editorial policies were included? And we'll also understand the need and importance of editor's policy, editorial policy, editorial guild, and then we'll be differentiating between say editorial and other types of writing. Once we have understood this, we'll move down to column writing, identify what is a column writing, what is the definite purpose of column writing, what are the different types of column writing, and what is the structure which is followed while writing a column. Then we'll move to feature writing, understand what are feature, and also we'll try to understand how as a freelancer I can write a pitch mail to a publishing house to include my feature in their publication. So what are the tips that we can use as a say freelancer to pitch for our writing to be published in the journal or the say publication. Then we'll understand what is a review writing. We'll also understand do's and don'ts of writing a film review, food review, theater review, book review, product review, music review, to name a few. Then we'll move down to interview, because interview is a very important aspect as far as getting information is concerned. So we as a media person need to identify whom to interview, when to interview, and what to ask in an interview. So we'll be understanding what is an interview, how do we go about planning an interview, what should we do during the interview, and once the interview is over, what should be done. So we'll be understanding interviews, types of interviews, and how do we go about planning an interview. We'll also be studying about Associated Press style of writing, why it is important, what was the purpose that this style of writing is say adapted by different media houses and publication houses, what is its relevance, and we'll also go through the certain rules or the say rules of writing in following the Associated Press style book. Then we'll understand what is technical writing, what is the difference between technical writing and other forms of writing. We'll study the glossary of technical writing and how these terms are applicable. We'll also be looking at the different roles played by different say members of the team of technical writers. How is editor, what is the role of an editor towards its peers, towards the publication, towards the author, towards the readers, right? So we'll be looking at the entire thing. Then why it is important to test a document, to revise a document, and what are different hard and soft versions of the technical documents. We'll also be studying different types of technical reports ranging from project proposal to project abstract, project documents, manual, technical installation, and end user. We'll also be looking at principles of technical writing, 7 C's of technical or professional writing, styles in technical writing which needs to be followed, clarity, precision, coherence, and logical sequencing in writing. After that, we'll be studying writing process to understand the aim of writing, knowing the writing assignment, its clients and end users, gathering facts and data, planning the document content. Document design, writing the draft, draft revision, use of graphics or illustration. Then we'll be doing the technical editing process, review of the technical document with aim, content and organization, editing for accuracy and technical details, language style and usage, and how do we go about editing tables, graphics, infographics, illustration, what do we mean by copy fitting, designing and layout of the document, and online editing. So in this entire course, we'll be understanding editorials, different types of editorials, structure of editorials, writing format of an editorial. Then we'll move down to say distinguishing the different say designing elements in the editorial, how editorial page layout is different from the other pages in the newspaper. Then why is the editorial policy needed? What is its application and concept? How is editorial different from other forms of writing? What is a feature? What is an interview? What is a review? We'll also understand different types of feature, different types of interview, different types of reviews, column writing, essentials to be kept in mind while writing a column. Then What is a technical writing? Why is technical writing important? What are the principles that need to be followed whenever we are, say, into a technical writing? Now, how do we plan about a proposal, a manual, say, write a project abstract? So everything will be studied under this course in the syllabi. Then what is the pedagogical process? We'll have live classes. Live classes, you can interact with the course coordinator and the teacher and understand the concept better. But for this, it is very important that you go through the first quadrant to get an idea of what the content is all about that you'll be discussing in the live class, followed by the assignments and quizzes. There'll be frequently asked questions and clarifications on certain general misconceptions. Additional activities will include master classes, lectures by the industry experts, professionals, case studies, etc. So that you are able to put entire course in perspective, get an idea how in industry things work, how is this knowledge theoretically is implemented in industry to get an effective message designed. Now you can also refer to different reference books which are mentioned in this slide. Also you have reference material link which is available in quadrant 4. Right, so you can refer to them, understand the concept and put the entire thing in perspective. So I wish you all the best for the journey in media writing. I hope while understanding the nuances of media writing, all of us will emerge as an effective media writers and effective mass communicators. Thank you.